Hello, I'm Joshua Weiss.
I'm Tim Jones.
And this is ComHack. We encourage you to go check out the website, communicationhack.com. And of course, you can always check out other episodes both there and on our YouTube channel. This is a blog, a video blog with communication hacks, and we want to help you to better communicate, be more effective. And so we're always looking for ways to do that. And last episode, we talked a little bit about SEO, search engine optimization, and how blogs can increase that, can improve that, what the helps are there. And so I know that there's a lot more that we could talk about, and you had some thoughts on maybe an example of somebody who's really doing a good job on their blogging and how it's beneficial.
Yeah, I have a friend, her name is Akila, and she is a social marketer. That is her position at the company she's at currently. And she has her own individual blog to help market herself as a marketer, and she's found a very unique way of doing that. It's called QB and the T's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And what she does is she finds these very unique t-shirts with these sayings on it from a Christian perspective, like slay like David, or, God's always with you. Is always some very unique saying. And then she'll post a picture of herself wearing the t-shirt and then writes a blog post about, this is, God has been telling me about this, or, here's some biblical perspective for the t-shirt. And she's found a very unique market for herself in the blogging world. And so I think that goes back to, if you are looking to start a blog, is to try and find a unique way to represent yourself, finding some t-shirts, finding something different than a lot of people will, they'll blog about travel, they'll blog about, the latest movie that came out. There's a lot of blogs out there. So there's some ways that you need to either distinguish yourself.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting when somebody starts doing a blog. If it's a company or organization, it's a little bit more clear-cut on what they're going to blog about. As an individual, it takes a little bit more refinement and some time to kind of bring that into focus. And so the communication hack in this case, if you're starting your own blog, would be
find a unique way to market yourself. Or if you can't find a unique way, just be ubiquitous in that. Always just keep blogging, keep trying to find that way that you're going to distinguish yourself.
So consistency is a big part of that.
Absolutely.
That regularity and always talking about the same topic or the same arena would probably be helpful. And of course, if you can come up with a unique way to do it, that's going to certainly help as well. But what if you're a company? What if you're a business? There are certain benefits to the business doing it outside of the SEO. What other benefits are there for a business or a company or a ministry to be in the blogging world?
For a company or ministry, blogging helps spread the vision. So like a company like Pixar, for example, they're all about telling really good stories, and they want to be known as, we tell really good stories. And so if they were to start a blog about storytelling, for example, and they continued to do that, they could help spread the knowledge of, here's some good storytelling ideas. And in fact, there's a lot of bloggers who've blogged about that. And they, for a while, released a bunch of rules, 21, 22 rules of storytelling that Pixar has released. And that was a big deal for them to release that. And it helped spread their vision of, Pixar knows story, Pixar likes storytelling. And that's really helped.
Yeah, I think obviously a Pixar is they're going to have followers and people that are reading their stuff because they're Pixar. But even if you're a plumbing supply manufacturer, you might think, okay, there's no reason to really blog. We're a plumbing supply company. Like,
sure.
Really, what are we going to blog about? But if part of your vision for your company is, we're going to be honest, or we're going to be punctual, or we're going to be qualities our vision, well, then you could do a blog and write articles about the difference between this quality product and a lesser quality product, even if it's not yours. Or you can do a blog about some sort of customer service thing where it's a regular thing where you're blogging about customer service stories, and that furthers your vision. It further spreads the communication of, I'm about this. This is who we are. It's not just a vision statement on the website. This is who we are. And so there's benefit there. I think another thing is it helps you clarify some things. So there's a lot of times where maybe a company is trying to develop what they're all about, as far as like a mission statement, or they're developing, what their ongoing message is going to be to their community, to their public. And it's not always a simple thing, because if you're a product based or service based, it's easy to just focus on that obvious thing. Blogging is one of those things that helps you kind of clarify those thoughts as you have to write things down and you're regularly communicating stuff. You're also refining what those thoughts are, because you're not going to say the same thing every time. When I do presentations for our company, every time I do the presentation, I refine that presentation. I clarify my thoughts more. I minimize or take things out, or I add things to it, or I come up with different analogies. But every time I make a presentation, it's a clarification of the thoughts of what the presentation is, regardless of whether it's a product or service or an industry specific thing. And so I think blogging helps to clarify thoughts for a business.
Yeah, for a business and for an individual also. If you're trying to figure out, what's my niche, what's the thing I want to blog about, what's the brand I want to associate myself with, blogging helps do that. If you start getting it on the page, you start seeing the words that are coming out and the things that you're passionate about, you start to find the direction that's going to take you, and you find yourself being, hey, I'm about this because I write about this a lot. And from there you can refine it more and start finding your personal brand, your personal ideology, and then you can spread that vision.
Yeah, the finding your voice is a very difficult thing, because a lot of times we don't really know what we want to be known for. We know some things that we like, or we know what we do for a living, but that's not really your voice. That's a vocation maybe. But like, what are you an expert in? If somebody were to say, Tim, if they're talking about you in third person and they're like, oh, Tim, yeah, the guy that fill in the blank. Hopefully it's not just, you mean the guy that goes to church with us. Hopefully there's more than that. Or you mean the guy that's got brown hair and he's this tall, or that's descriptives of the way you look. Hopefully it's a bigger answer than those things, and blogging helps to refine that. When I first started blogging, and I don't blog as often as I'd like to because of time. It is a difficult thing and it takes a lot of commitment. I liked that it was helping me to just refine and clarify thoughts, but also refine who I am, what my vision is, what my platform is. And it was also opening doors to then start submitting some of these blog articles to magazines and to online subscription-based magazines and things along those lines, where they started publishing things that I was posting. And I was being elevated as somewhat of an expert in that field because they started publishing these things. And so that process helps to refine you defining who you are on a platform basis.
Yeah, absolutely.
So blogging helps you to kind of refine things. It helps you to make those recommendations. It helps you to really figure out who you are. And I think that's very helpful. But it does, as we talked about last episode, it really helps with the SEO.
So blogging is a lot more than just Barney Stinson saying, please read my blog on every episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
And with that, this has been ComHack. You can follow me on Instagram at @TLJonesy_.
And I'm Josh Weiss. You can follow me on the different platforms at Joshua D. Weiss.
And this has been ComHack. See you guys next time.
See you next time.